All right, everybody, we are over here on the NFC North Roundtable to preview Week 14. And before we get into any of this, man, as always, got to give a shout out to BetUS, YouTube 150. That's the code sponsoring today's live stream to get 150% deposit match on your first deposit. And one bar, man, just as we normally do, we got a good football game this week. We got Chargers, we got Kansas City. It's a 4-point spread. Last time this thing went down to the wire. Who do you like in this one?
Oh, man. I'm going KC. I gotta.
Yeah. Nick, what do you think?
KC refs on the NFL.
Yeah. Fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
It's hard to bet against Chiefs.
After that Raiders ending, they got some voodoo doll. I'm going KC, 100%.
All right, so everybody's riding KC here. I'm going Chargers just because I thought they'd win the division, but that doesn't seem possible. But I'm still going to take the Chargers. But whatever. YouTube 150. That's the code, man. Check it out. BetUS. If you don't have a sports book, that can be your sports book. You know, great customer service, all those things. Now today, we've got to preview these games for Week 14, and we got Thursday Night Football, so hopefully you're seeing this before the game. So we're going to start right there first. Lions-Packers. People are calling this the game of the century. I don't know. I actually heard that today. I heard someone say this might be the best Thursday night game of all time. I heard that today. It's like, all right, they're putting a lot into this game, but it means a lot, and I would say from the Packers' perspective, it means a ton for the divisional race. I mean, for the Lions, they're kind of in a similar spot, win or lose here with the Vikings, but this means a lot, I feel like, for the Packers, just to kind of stay alive in this race. So with that being said, I'll start this thing off, Bass, and I'll throw it to you. I'm excited to see how this thing changes. Like what changes do we actually see this time around? I thought Aaron Glenn had to come in with some things that he hasn't really done this season. He had to change up some exact tendencies for when we had to play you guys just to have something different. And I feel like this is one of those games where going indoors is going to make this game look completely different than what we saw. You know, now obviously Jordan Love getting healthier is big, and then having the offensive line a little bit more right should be huge. But I expect the Green Bay Packers are going to be testing these corners a lot more than what we saw last time we played this team. I think that's going to be one of the biggest adjustments that we notice in this game is Carlton Davis and Terrion. They're going to have to make plays because Christian Watson's going to get opportunities over top. And on the flip side, I'm curious to see what the Lions do offensively. I always like the Packers defense, and I want to see where that run game kind of comes into play. I like how the defensive line has emerged for Green Bay. Lions offensive line is still healthy outside of Taylor Decker, and I just want to see if that plays as big of a role as it could, like it did against Houston, versus like what we saw last week where it didn't feel like it was that huge impact against Chicago Bears. So I think this one's going to be high flying. I think this one's going to be a lot of points. And I think this one's going to be close, and I'm fired up for it, man. I love these games where you feel a little jiggly the entire time you're watching it. So I got the Lions in this one, 30-27. All right, we're rolling the overs. So BetUS, shout out BetUS. I got 30-27, man. I like I said, I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. I think Laporte is going to have maybe his biggest game of the season. That's kind of where I'm at with this one. Bass, what do you think?
I'm feeling jiggly every game, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so injuries are huge. Obviously, when you take a look at this game, like the Packers have some decent ones with Jair, Edgerrin Cooper, and Romeo Doubs out. But a couple of those, you know, we've already been playing without Cooper and Jair, Doubs. We have a ton of receiver depth, so I'm not too worried about our injuries. But when you look at on the flip side, you know, Taylor Decker being out is huge for the Lions, in my opinion. Dan Skimper filling in at left tackle. How will that look? And then outside of that, I mean, you guys have so many injuries. I believe you lead the NFL on IR, like with 18, something of that sort. You know, Malcolm Rodriguez just placed on IR. You already had Anzalone, Reeves Maben, Mekhi Wingo in the last month. All players on that front seven placed on IR, not to mention 3 players not on IR that are out from this game. Levi Onwuzurike, I hope I'm doing that right. Josh Pascal and DJ Reader. So, you know, when we looked at the last game, the Packers kind of had to go away from the running game because, you know, we went down early through that pick 6 at half, and it's like, all right, we got to pass to get back into this game. Josh Jacobs finished with 7.3 yards per carry. I think a lot of people missed that point, and I really think Josh Jacobs can get this thing going. And I think if the Packers, you know, I say this every week, I think the recipe for success is, you know, just getting a lead early. And that's something the Lions do very well in the NFL. The Packers can just get a lead early and really dictate the clock, run the football. You know, it's going to come down to running the football, and the Packers have done a great job the last 2 weeks stopping the run, 2.8 yards per carry. Are they going to do that against the Lions? 100% not. No, right? Like the Lions are one of the better running football teams in the NFL. They're actually, they run the ball a little bit more than the Green Bay Packers. I think the Packers are right around at 47% running, where the Lions are like 48.2 something. Of that sort. But Jordan Love, I'll get back to this point because I talked about it Wednesday and I said I'd bring it up in the game preview. The Lions are going to get a completely different Jordan Love than they did in week 9. And it's because of, his mobility. And when he was injured, he had zero mobility. He had the knee brace on. He had the groin injury. I mean, he was dealing with a lot, and it was raining, so he couldn't really plant too well either. I don't want to give too many excuses, of course, but he was injured. Plain and simple, Jordan Love was injured from weeks 4 to 9. So I did some stat digging and wanted to look up his stats under pressure in the respective time zones. So weeks 4 through 9, when he was injured, his stats under pressure: 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 44.1 completion rate, 54.5 quarterback rating. Awful, right? Because when people brought pressure, he couldn't escape the pocket. He couldn't extend plays. He had zero mobility. Kind of just had to go, I have nothing to do. Let me chuck it up, hopefully make a play. Weeks 11 through 13, where Love is healthy, he doesn't have the knee brace on, his groin is completely fine, he's extending plays, he's rolling out of the pocket, he's even running. So under pressure, weeks 11 through 13, Love 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 65.8 completion percent, 108.9 quarterback rating. So his mobility has played a huge factor and will against the Lions. So I think that the major keys are obviously just running with Josh Jacobs and just letting Jordan Love do his thing. And Dion, you said it best. I think they are going to test those cornerbacks. I think they are going to test Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold. I know Arnold's up and down year as a rookie. Watson has been getting a lot more looks. He's one of the highest in terms of yards per route run versus zone versus man. So they're going to continue to get him looks. I know Tucker Kraft and said something about Kirby Joseph, so maybe we'll get him some looks. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it's a good divisional game. I hope it's, a healthy one, a safe one, and I think it's going to be very close as well. I got the Packers winning. I obviously, I'm a Packers fan. I'm going to say that I got the Packers winning here against the Lions in a very, very important game. 28-24 I got.
Okay, we're in the ballpark. I will say, this is a quick note to that. Like, it was interesting. Is last time we played you guys. I mean, we pulled back heavily on blitzing in that game, and it's just, it's not like Aaron Glenn. We did some different things, so I'm just wondering if he'll come out with the same type of process, same type of strategy. And I think that's the thought. You're saying the team they're familiar with, that it's going to look a lot of the same on kind of both sides, just who executes a lot cleaner in this game. And obviously, the Packers had like 6 drops that game, so that doesn't seem normal. I think indoor is going to make this look completely different. I think it's going to be a lot more points. One Bar, what's your take on this one?
Yeah, no, I'm very excited to watch this game. I mean, Dion, you keep saying like indoors, like this is going to be night and day compared to the first game at Lambeau. And I'm really curious to see how this goes. You guys seem to think there'll be a lot of points. It's going to be a lot of points. It's going to be a chess match. What are they going to do? I don't think this comes down to if the Lions do enough to win. We know the Lions can win this game. It all comes down to the Packers for me. Like, they have to play a very, like we said last week, a very clean game. Jordan Love can't be turning the ball over. The Packers, the last 3 games, I think it's the last 3 games, they played some pretty, not overly great teams, and this is going to be a great matchup. Granted, they did what they should have against those not very great teams, but this is going to be a hell of a game to watch. I mean, Jacobs, he's got to get Baz, you said it. I mean, he did well last time. He's got to get it going on the ground. Jordan Love, could this be 3 games in a row without an interception? It's going to be big time if it is. I think the Packers can win. I think they have to play pretty much damn near perfect. No turnovers, no missed kicks, limited penalties. Josh Jacobs needs to be heavily involved on the ground. They need to pound the ball. Lions, a lot of injuries. It's going to be brutal, especially on that defensive line. So the Packers can take advantage of that. So when all is said and done, it's like a coin flip for me. I'm going to give it to the Lions. I think the Lions, if I had to bet on it, I'd say the Lions would win. But I think it'll be a 1-score game. I got 30-24 Lions.
You want the Packers to win, correct, One Bar?
No.
Really?
I don't. I want more, a little more spacing between the Vikings and the Packers.
So you're just giving up the NFC North title like that?
I'm not giving up the NFC North title.
Oh!
But there is no way in hell that I can root for the Packers tomorrow. If you guys were like, if you had like 6 wins, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go.
True.
But I can't do it, man. I can't do it, Baz. I'm sorry.
Fair.
Nick, where you at?
All right, so first of all, I got to say, when you guys were feeling all jiggly before this started, all in my head, I thought about that Project Pat song from like 2004, like good boogly woogly. You guys are all jiggly over there. You guys are just feeling yourselves.
Keep going.
No, keep going. Just keep spitting. No, we're on that Wednesday night high right now. No, I'll say this is that I think that it is going to be a really fun game. I love that it's in prime time too. I love that it's at Lambeau because I kept saying to Dion, I was like, do the Lions never not play at home? Finally, they're not.
No, it's in
No,
Detroit.
it is at home.
Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? That's not what Google says.
Well,
It says
Google's
Detroit
wrong,
X.
so you got AI answer. So yeah.
What the frick? The French do it the other way. Oh my
It's
god!
in reverse in
that's
France. Yeah, it's
That's
reverse.
embarrassing. Yeah, we were reporting from Paris. Bonsoir or bonjour, whatever you're watching. Anyway, so fuck, man. Did the Lions ever play a road game, Dion? I'm
Nope,
like seriously.
they never have all year.
Oh my god, so annoying. Okay, so anyway, that just changed up my entire thing. So after the Bears played the Lions last week, obviously we saw that the Bears couldn't do anything on the ground. They had to go to the air. It's going to be on Jordan Love for this entire game. I really think that Jordan Love is going to be the X factor of this game. Nothing against Jacobs or anything. It's just that Detroit didn't allow anything to the Bears, and the Bears were finally starting to heat up on the ground. So that's just coming from me. But I think that if Jordan Love comes out and has a big game, Packers are going to win this one. But if the Detroit secondary can find a way to shut them down, because they are ranked, I believe, 24th in the league, Dion, from a pass defense perspective. At least entering the Bears game, they were 24th. So they probably are a little bit better after.
Oh, in yards?
In
Yeah.
yards.
They're good in everything but total. The yards, yeah. They're good in everything but yards.
Yards through the air, they can't do anything. So I think that if Jordan Love can go out and ball out to his wide receivers, they're going to win this game in Detroit. But, God, I just can't believe that's always in freaking Detroit. I'm going to go with the Packers winning this game, as much as it hurts to say, because I know that on Wednesday we said, like, rank them, like, Packers are my number one rivalry, even though they've won 11 in a row. Very impressive. I'm going to go the Packers are winning this one 31-21.
I don't like that. Well,
What's
Nick,
the
you
mood
are in the
looking like?
future. You are in the future. You're like 5 hours ahead, so technically.
Oui.
All right, Nick, let's go right back to you because you guys got the San Francisco 49ers. And this, like, early in the week, Wednesday, one bar might have said that he thinks the Bears are about to handle business by a lot. So, Nick, is he right? Are you guys going to handle
Bears are
business?
absolutely taking care of business on the West Coast, Dion. Come on now. We are getting Kyle Shanahan fired. We're getting Kyle Shanahan to come to Chicago.
No.
Thomas Brown is getting his first win as a Chicago Bears head coach. Bears are winning this game 35-17. You heard it here first. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh, mic drop there.
No, actually, let me say a couple things.
Okay.
So I think Caleb Williams is averaging right now with Thomas Brown as offensive coordinator over 250 passing yards. Keenan Allen and DJ Moore over the last 3 games since Brown has taken over, 5 total touchdowns, over 500 receiving yards. Cole Kmet over 150 receiving yards. So this offense is starting to actually look competent. They're actually looking like they should have looked all season long. So I think that with the San Francisco 49ers, the way they've been playing, their defense being banged up, losing a lot of players, the morale is low on the West Coast, especially in San Francisco. So I do think the Bears have a very good shot at winning this game. As long as the Bears can do what they did against the Lions, the Vikings, and the Packers and just apply that to the 49ers, I think the Bears have a good shot at winning this game. On top of it, too, Jalen Johnson is the reason why Matt Eberflus got fired because he finally stood up to him and said, "You're a bad coach." Jalen Johnson's going to have that whole defense fired up, along with Eric Washington being the defensive coordinator, who, in my personal opinion, is a better defensive coordinator than Matt Eberflus. Eberflus just got lucky because his guys are playing for his guys. I think that the Bears again are going to have a fun game, or have a good and fun game. But San Francisco's down bad right now, man. I mean, Trent Williams, shout out to him, prayers to him after the news about his kids. I mean, that broke my heart just reading that because, like, man, you never wish that on anybody. And I'm not a dad or anything, but gosh, shout out to him, prayers up. But also McCaffrey being out with his injury. They lost their second string running back too, I heard.
Mason's on IR too.
Mason's on IR. So yeah, there is a lot of things going in the favor of the Chicago Bears in this one. But I think the Bears are going to come out. Thomas Brown's going to come out swinging. I know on Wednesday we said that they have more tape on the Bears, but it doesn't matter. Thomas Brown's going to start pulling out some tricks in his playbook, but I'm excited for it. So Bears win in San Francisco.
One bar. You believe him?
I do, man. Niners are beat up, and they're not very good anyways. I mean, I think I said it in the preview or the last show, like, I think they're going to win in spite of Eberflus. I think they're just going to be completely fired up in this game. They're going to be ready to go. You see this all the time. Interim coach comes in. All the players love him. He's the new guy. He's not the guy that made them lose all the games. So they're going to be completely fired up. So I think the Bears come out completely. I got a 10-point win. I got 27-17 Bears. And Nick, I love you, man. And deep down, I want Thomas Brown to keep doing well so they keep him, because the honeymoon will be over next year. Yep. And all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, this is why he's not a head coach. So anyways, Bears are going to go on a little bit of a run here. And momentum will be high because Caleb Williams will be playing better. 27-17.
I'm not going to lie. I was going to hit you with my little John impression, but you killed the momentum. But one bar, you got it back. So if Baz can get me hot, I might hit you with a yeah. All right, let's go, Baz. What you got?
Yeah, Bears are losing by 40 after that. No,
No!
no, I actually have the Bears winning too. I have the Bears winning too. I agree with the points of like playing behind an interim head coach. Bears straight 6 losses. I think a lot of those players would be like, yeah, it was because of Eberflus. I mean, you watch some of those losses and you can quite literally say, what in the world is the coach doing? So I think they will rally around Thomas Brown. San Fran, not good at all. 2 straight 25-point losses. Lost McCaffrey, lost Mason, right? Trent Williams hasn't been playing. Who knows if he will, especially after the recent events, like you said. I think the only way San Fran wins is Isaac Guerrero goes for like 230. And I love that guy, so I'm excited to see him in that offense. But I think that's quite literally the only way. I know Chicago's defense hasn't been too hot as of late, but I still think they'll handle business against Purdy. I have a little bit closer there. I got 27-24 Chicago.
Yeah.
There we go. Knew it.
Had to hit him with that.
Fairly close. That was a good one. That was actually good.
That's actually
Bad. I'll tell you what, Isaac scooped him up on fantasy. Feel great about that. This might be the first time. I don't know if this happened this year. I'm also taking the Bears in this one. And I don't know if I feel better about this, but I have the Bears too. Here's what I want to see, Nick. I want to see that defensive line cook a little bit, because I feel like it's like you guys got some dudes that'll make some plays here and there that like maybe the world doesn't know about, but maybe this is their opportunity to be like, hold up. This is who I am. You know, outside of Montez Sweat, I think Montez Sweat's going to go to work in this game. I think that's huge. But outside of Montez Sweat, I'm talking about Javon Dexter going to work a little bit and Walker going to work a little bit. Like, I think this is the game for those guys to make some big plays, and then a secondary that flies around. Bass said it. Their go-to is going to be try to run the football in this one. And they do everything wide. Like, you guys have the linebackers that could potentially handle that business. It's going to be interesting because I think some of the things that we had success with, San Fran could definitely lean into, but I don't think they have the same pass game threat, man. I'm going Chicago too in this one. I think it's going to be a little bit on the closer side, just like Bass did, 31-28. A lot of points. Fireworks, 31-28.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, let's break it
no.
down.
That might be the first time.
It's insane.
All year.
The
Where
sweep.
Everyone
All right.
picked the Bears. Yeah. And again,
Well, let's see.
which is crazy.
I'm
Like,
having
we would,
fun.
like preseason, like I think we'd all pick San Fran here, like right?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
But probably by like 32, and it wouldn't. Yeah, it.
All right, let's move on while we're hot. We're all hot on the Bears. Let's move on.
One bar, it's homecoming, man. Kirk Cousins is back. Woo. He wants to show up, man. He wants to take off a shirt. He wants to bling. You know what I mean? Like, he's living for this moment, one bar. You know he's fired up for this, man. He can't wait to take that plane back. I don't even know if they take a plane there, but he can't wait. Take that plane back, get a little video on TikTok. One bar, you're going to keep him from doing that.
I don't know if Kirk Cousins gets fired up. I mean, yeah, we've seen a few glimpses, but it takes a lot, and that's gonna be the story, man. Return to Kirk. It's gonna be nauseating by the time the game's over. How much they're gonna talk about Kirk Cousins coming back to Minnesota. I said it earlier this week on the live show. Like, there's no hard feelings. Kirk Cousins was a very good quarterback for the Vikings, but he's had a rough go at it, man. He's had a very rough go at it. He's thrown 6 interceptions the last 3 games, taken 7 sacks. And he's looked like an old man. Some of those passes we saw last week were just like tough to watch. I mean, that dude either aged or his injury is just not healing well. Kirk Cousins is looking bad. And you take those 2 Bucs games out of his season, I mean, his stats are completely flipped backwards. Like, he's had a very rough go at it. The Falcons have been probably one of the biggest letdowns in the NFL this year. I thought they were going to come out and do some damage this year, and they are not. They are not doing it. The Vikings are a better team on both sides of the ball. To me, there's no question about that. But deep down, it's like, does Kirk just come out and just ball out? Like, does he come to US Bank and just be like a big FU to you guys and just because they got weapons. We know they got weapons on the offense. For some reason, they just have not put it together. And defense, they got 15 sacks all year.
Oh my
I mean,
God,
that's
really?
embarrassing. And they had 5 last week. They had 10 sacks before last week, and they had 5 last week. They can knock it to the quarterback.
Yikes.
And Sam Darnold, I think he's going to be dealing. Brian Flores, he's going to be bringing the house. Kirk Cousins is not the most mobile quarterback. He's got cement for feet. So I think we should be able to get to him. And every week, I always say it's going to be close. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. It's what the Vikings do. I think this is finally the game the Vikings actually come out and get maybe a 2-score W here. And I'm predicting them 28-13. I think, honestly, the Vikings are going to be the team that benches Kirk Cousins. And it kind of hurts my heart to say that a little bit because I like Kirk. Michael Penix is coming.
Who's drunk, me or One Bar?
Penix time.
Have you watched Kirk Cousins' last couple of games?
Bro, it don't matter. You're not gonna
Kirk Cousins is drunk.
They drafted Penix for a reason.
You know, I can't. I just looked. Minnesota's at home, aren't they?
I don't know. They never play it.
Wait, what'd you say?
Kirk's coming home. He's coming to Minnesota, baby.
They only play in Detroit.
We're actually playing in Chicago this week.
Bro, every single NFC North team plays at home minus the Bears, I tell you.
Yep.
All right, so Darnell Mooney, my former guy, is on the Vikings, but or on the Falcons. He hates the Vikings, though. He's a Vikings killer. Like, some of his best games as a Bear were against the Vikings at U.S. Bank, too. I know One Bar talked very highly about the Bears, thought they were coming out winning this one, but I'm going with the Vikings loss, man. I think Kirk's going to come in there. He's going to come in cooking, too. Kirk's going to be, throwing up the bowl. He's going to be doing some crazy stuff. I got the Falcons winning this one 42-10.
If that happens, man, I know I said this last year for something. I'm coming on butt ass naked if we lose by 32 points.
Write it down. Someone write it down right now.
You don't have to. I just will.
TD's going to go shit.
We lose by 32 points at home.
Dude, I mean, like, closing time. Things got to come to an end at some point, but that's all I got to say.
Sonic, come on, man.
Baz is going to log off after this. He's going to eat dinner and be like, what did I just log in with? Who's this guy?
I do music trivia every week, man. I'm locked in.
No, but yeah, I think that this is going to be the trap. It's not even a trap game, but I think this is the game that the Vikings just come out flat. But then that's good for the Vikings, though, One Bar, because then they're going to get a fire under them and they're going to win out a lot more games the rest of the year.
I like your spin.
There you go. From Paris.
Bass 42-10.
No,
is that accurate?
No. As much as I'd love to see Kirk go in there and dish it out, I just don't. I'm what have you done for me recently kind of guy. Like I'm looking at the past 2 games, like you said, how many interceptions? 6, 7, something like that. 6,
7.
I don't even know. Interceptions, turning over the football the last 2 games. At the end of the day, they've been inconsistent. The Vikings keep winning, keep finding crazy ways to win, but resilient ways to win. The Vikings are 7-1 in 1-score games. They have a great red zone defense. The Falcons just in general haven't been going on offense as of late. Like when you're calling for Michael Penix over like Kirk Cousins in year 1, late middle of the season, like you're cooked. Like I just think you're cooked at that point. Like honestly, like I think you are. And Atlanta has under 18 points in the last 3 straight games on offense. Like they've been able to literally do nothing, and they have so many weapons. And I didn't even know that sacks stat, like 15 on the year. Like I didn't know that before this. I'm gonna change my score a little bit. I had Minnesota by 10. I'm gonna go by 14 now. So I'll go 35-21. Yeah, that's 14. Yeah, 35-21.
Man,
God, I hope
this is crazy. Okay, One Bar.
Don't do it, Dion.
Here's the thing.
Next sleep,
Let me flip it though.
I'm right here.
As much as Kirk, like here's the thing, man. He doesn't have any passing touchdowns over that span either. He has no passing touchdowns. Yeah. And usually I look at this like, okay, who's gonna run the football? Like, I mean, these are 2 really good running backs. Who's gonna run the football? But I don't even want to buy into that. Let me flip it around. Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold's look great, and I'm as the outside looking in. I'm like, how do you not pay Sam Darnold? Like I'm at that point. Well, this might be one of those swing games. Like, it gives me that vibe. You're playing a team that doesn't create much pressure, as One Bar pointed out, but they have some ball hawks back there. Like, at least that's it. They got some guys that will take the football away occasionally. And if there's one recipe for the Falcons to win this, it's that. They like 2 takeaways and I guess run the heck out of the football in this one. And Kirk goes crazy and has a primetime Kirk game where he does something that's never been done before for some reason. That's how this goes down. And I just think that this is a huge – I think if Sam Darnold wins this, man, I want to say this. If Sam Darnold wins, I think he gets extended. That'd be my prediction. I bet he gets extended by the Vikings. If they lose, though, I think it could swing the complete opposite direction. I'm taking the Falcons in this one because I think this is going to be an awesome game. 24-23, I got the Falcons. I'm a hater though, one bar. You know what I mean? Like, you already knew I was taking the Falcons.
That's fair.
What are we
That's
doing?
fair. Hey, I'll end with this. With this game, it's like if Kirk Cousins actually came out and balled out, I wouldn't be shocked. Like I don't expect it, but I would just be like, fine, it is par for the course.
And if it's 42-10, you're coming out naked.
Yeah, you aren't gonna like what you
true.
see, man. Bring some sunglasses.
I think the people will though. You're gonna see like 1,000 people waiting on Wednesday.
I'll just be glowing.
And TD's gonna go, nope. All right.
No,
well,
YouTube
Okay,
shut it down before TD does.
Boy, I don't know if there's betting odds on that, but if there are, check that US, man. YouTube 150, shout out to them. Sponsors today's video, man. That's your week 14 picks. We appreciate y'all joining. We'll see you back next Wednesday. See if one Bart has clothes on. You know what I mean? We'll find out. Join us on Wednesday. We're out.